obviously that one is 0. And then I go back one more period, and I haven't discounted that, but I will actually. With 1/3 probability, I'm going to have something worth $2. With 2/3 probability, I'm going to have something worth 33 cents. With 1/6 probability, nothing. So So 18 plus no 6 or 8. Let's come to 18. So that's the value of the option. Obviously, we're not going to do this by hand. We're going to instruct Excel to kind of do this in a sequence. But that's the idea behind how to calculate the value of the option. You go to the end and figure out, if I came to those points, what would be the value of the option? That part is easy. Then you say, let's go back slightly before that. It's such a small period, only 3 moves can happen. We know the probabilities of those moves, and we know where they're going to move, and we know how much the option is going to be worth if we went there. That means I can calculate expected value of the option payoff if I hold on to it for one more period. But since that's one period ahead, I'm going to discount it. That means value of holding on to the option is worth $2 in this case. If it's American, I need to compare that to the value of actually exercising it. If exercising is better, I'm going to exercise. Otherwise, we're going to keep the preview of the expected value. And I'm going to do that for all those nodes. And I'm going to go back one more node. But every time I do that, I have 2 less nodes. Eventually, I'm going to come down to the root of the 3. It's exactly the same procedure once I tag all the 3 with the values. And we have tools in VBA to do that very quickly. Okay? Got about 15 minutes. So let me stop here. We will do the VBA implementation of this on Wednesday. And the nice thing about this tree is, suppose there are dividends after second period, right at the end of second period. And let's say those dividends are $2. All I have to do is shift the rest of the tree down by $2, done. That's it. If you construct the base tree, converting it, there may be multiple dividends during the life of the option. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is shift the rest of the tree by the appropriate amounts. You're done. The rest of the algorithm is exactly the same. All right? That's why we're going to kind of build it in modules. We're going to say, okay, here's a tree. Given that tree, calculate the value. We're going to have a function that does that. Well, then, if I have a problem with dividends, all I have to do is change the nature of the tree, call up that function that calculates the value, we're home. There are other things we can do. For example, there are certain exotic options. For example, let's think about a up and out call option with rebates. Here, it's a call option, 100 call, right? We could do a contract like this. Okay, Gary, you're gonna sell me a call option, 100. Normally, I would keep anything above 100, but I'm gonna say if price ever touches 150, you just give me $50 and you forget about the option. You early retire the option. It's an up and out call option with rebate. Now, how do you do that? Basically, any part of the tree that is above 150 has a precise value, $50 at that point. That's it, done. Same algorithm. All I have to do is change the matrix, right? There's a part of mathematics called topology. It actually thinks about these things. These are things that are topologically equivalent to each other. In terms of ideas, in topology, a cube is equivalent to a sphere. Why? Because theoretically speaking, you can take a cube, you could put enough air into it so that it basically becomes a sphere without tearing it and having any holes in it. If you can do that, very cool. So the problem of pricing a barrier option with rebate is topologically equivalent to pricing a regular American option. Why? Because once I construct the tree, I know how to calculate the value. All I have to do is, stretch that tree so that it serves me. If it's a barrier option with rebate, the value of that option is never gonna be above 50. You put a line above the 150 line, above 150, all nodes have $50 value. Done. That's it. The rest is no problem. You can do other stuff with it. For example, I sold a lot of these things. Suppose I want to benefit from large price movements. I can buy a square option. It basically says price is 100 now. You're going to pay me the square of the difference between 100 and whatever the price is, divided by 50. So last price minus 100 squared divided by 50. Then same idea, I can calculate the payoffs at the end. If the price is 104, that option is going to pay $4 squared 16 divided by 50, right? If it's 140, it's going to pay 40 squared divided by 50, which is 1600 divided by 50, 32, so on and so forth. That is a very complicated exotic option, but this thing is going to price it as if it's butter. Hot knife going through the butter, no problem. Why? We have built basically the base of a topologically equivalent set of things. That's the beauty of mathematics. It's not about algebra. Taking something and immediately recognizing that that simple thing can be adapted to a more complicated scenario. Done. All right? So we'll do that on Wednesday.